Hi, John here. Thank you for watching this video. Here I will show you exactly how to set up those automated Facebook rules. I'm coming from e-commerce, so I will show you exactly what kind of rules and what kind of values I'm using for my products, right? So usually I set up rules for products based on price range. So I will show exactly what I do for products between like 19 and 29 and 29 and more. I will also show you how to bring some assets back, with these rules. For example, if you switched off some asset and it converted like 3 days after it was switched off, I will show you what kind of rules create so Facebook will find these like assets that converted when they were like offline and bring them back and make them active again. Before we'll start, I would like to invite you to join Ad Federation. It's my Facebook mastermind group. If you will join it, there's like a huge possibility we will be in like daily communication. So I will be able to like answer our questions. We will be able to connect, and in that group there are like other like Facebook marketers who are also like spending like tons of money, like most of them from e-commerce, who will also be able to help you. So right now that group is like new, it's growing. So if you will join now, you will be basically part of like small closed group full of like people who spend money on Facebook like daily. So I think this is like the best time to join that group. So just join Ad Federation. You will find link in description. And also one more thing, if your ad account got like disabled recently, or your Facebook page, or your like complete whole business manager, I wrote a book about how to kind of like survive when Facebook flag you, and how to actually like restart complete your promotion so you will not get flagged again. There are like all these triggers that you need to like be careful about. So just download that ebook. It's also free. It's all in description, and I'm pretty sure that it will help you. Okay, why you should use those rules? First, you need to use automated rules so you can sleep. These rules will help you that Facebook will be basically checking every like 25 minutes or like half an hour your all ads, right? And if some of these values that you set up are like higher than they should be, or you are paying too much for conversions, Facebook will kill those assets and basically save you money. Before these rules, it was like a lot difficult to manage your ads like profitably, because first, if you had money, you were able to hire VA who was basically working when you were sleeping, right? So every like couple hours, your VA logged in, checked your ads based on rules that you created for that VA, and switch off. Sometimes this was a problem because if you aren't watching them, they can be like too aggressive or not aggressive enough, and then they are like not switching off things that they should be switched off. Second thing was that if you didn't have money to pay a person to check your ads at night, you basically needed to check yourself at night and wake up a couple times, or just ignore it and burn money, which was probably like not a good idea at all. But now, with these rules, you are free, Now you set just like these values and Facebook is checking it all, and you don't need to actually do anything, Like since I'm using those rules, I never need to manage my ads, I just launch them and then everything is like automatic. So these rules just like take care about everything and I don't need to care like about it. My only like focus is basically on like creating like new creatives, and just like working on assets, but I don't need to actually manage anything. I don't need to even check it, So rules are kind of like awesome, because if you like set everything correctly, you will basically like automate like the whole business, So Facebook will kind of like protect you. And it's also great that if, for example, Facebook will disable your personal profile, or you will get your personal profile advertising restricted, those rules will like keep going and basically like save you all money if you can't switch off assets like manually, or you don't have that option. So these rules will basically kill it, which is also great. These rules that I will show you in like the next couple minutes, I'm using for my e-commerce and for my products. I'm selling these products on Facebook like directly. I'm using usually like budgets of assets between like $20 or like $50. I'm sometimes like testing like higher ones, but right now for me works like $20 or $50 assets. So these rules are basically based on them. I don't use like anything below 20. I think it's just like waste of time and waste of money. I definitely do not recommend to use these rules for like higher budgets, like $200 per day per ad set, you know, or like a CBO, because these rules are basically based on like small ad sets, right? So for example, if I want to like spend like $5,000, I just need to create like 100 or $50 ad sets. It's literally like based on a lot of small ad sets. I will now share my screen with you so you will see exactly what kind of rules I'm using for e-commerce. Okay, as you can see here, this is ad account of one of my stores and these are all rules I'm using. As I said, I'm using smaller budget ad sets like $50 and I'm using like tons of them. This is rule for clicks. Basically here, this rule protects me for spending too much money and not getting any clicks. So I will kind of like show you how I set it up. We have lifetime spend here. This is product between like $19 and $29. And for this, I basically expect that after like $5 ad spend, I expect at least like one click, right? And if not, I just want to like switch this ad set off if I didn't get it. First, I'm here checking like time range because basically I care about lifetime, right? If it's spent like $5 in lifetime of that ad set, I just want that click. But here you need to be also careful because sometimes like Facebook will actually like convert and for some reason you will, for example, had like add to cart but you have like 0 clicks, or you will have like purchase but there is like no add to cart or like even like any click, right? So for me to not switch by mistake these kind of like ad sets that converted or had add to cart without clicks, I just need to be careful and set this here as well. So first set this, you know, like link clicks. Link click is not between like 1 till like 999. So you will be here like sure that if there was at least like one click, it will let it go. Another thing, same with add to carts. If there was like at least one cart, I just want to keep that ad set alive, right? Same with purchases. For you to not set these rules like little like every day for each ad set, you need to like be careful, and at the beginning of like of this, just put name of that of some kind of like value to your campaign name. So for example, if you have like a campaign name like some product like ABC, you know, at the end put like me product range price. So every time so Facebook will be checking like these like values that we set here in ad sets with campaign name that has this kind of value in that campaign name. You will basically not need to care about it anymore. You will be just like launching ad sets every day and you don't need to care if this rules is there or not, because if it's in that campaign with that value, it will always be like connected. Now we will go to rule for add to cart. I have here like that lifetime range and I set up here $14. Basically, I just expect that in lifetime, if that ad set spend at least like $14, I just want that one add to cart. And don't forget to just put that campaign name so Facebook will find it. This is like my second rule for add to cart. If I already spent $17, I just want purchase or to add to cart. If I didn't have like that purchase and there were no two carts, I just want to kill that ad set. So here, as you can see, I set up that I want at least 2 add to cart. So this is kind of like also like another protection that I will just not wait purchase rule, right? Because that purchase rule that I have here is set up for like $20. So after Facebook basically spend on an ad set like $20, that purchase rule will kick off. Let's say I have like 500 or 600 active ad sets and each of them will basically burn between $14 and $17, like those $3. That's like a couple $1,000. So you need to be really like careful and have this all under control, otherwise you will be just losing money, you know, like $1 at a time. But if it's like 300 or 400 different ad sets, that's like going very fast, you know. You are basically spending like this money like every like minute or something. So yeah, so that's why I have that $17 rule here. And here basically it's that rule for purchases. Again, I'm going with lifetime spent 20. Let's move to another purchase rule. Basically, if I spent already $34 and here I am like more focusing not just on like one purchase or two purchases, I focus on like the whole ROAS, right? So if I spend like these $34, but my ROAS was like under 1.05, I just want to stop that ad set. If I'm selling like 19 or like $29 product and I spend 34, I just need at least like two purchases, or I need like one purchase with like some kind of like double sale, you know? Otherwise, again, it's just like burning money. Let's move here to another one, and I think this rule is probably like one of those like most important rules. This is kind of like your like last rule that protects you. So here I set up, for example, last 7 days. I was using sometimes like 3 days, but I'm using like now 7, including today. And I just, yeah, you need to be careful about spend. Don't put here like lifetime spend. Put here as just spend, because then it will work together with that time range, right? So I just want to have that $40 in last 7 days. This rule is probably like most difficult one to set up. If you are already like running some ad sets and you have like hundreds of them and they are like running like 2 weeks or 3 weeks in a row without stopping, sometimes they can have like a couple of bad days, but that overall ROAS will like not be like so horrible, you know? With this rule, Facebook will kill like tons of these like good ad sets just because they had like couple of bad days, right? So when I had here like 3 days, it was just like massacre, you know? But for me, 7 days works great, you know? So here I have like, I spent like $40 in those 7 days at least. And I expect that ROAS will be like higher than 1.5. That's for me like important, because if it's like 1.5, I know I'm like making profit from this. It's important to kind of like check all your ad sets constantly if some of them didn't receive like conversion when it was like paused, because well, if it converted when it was like offline, there's like a big chance that if you will immediately switch it on, it will just keep going and get more conversions, you know, because it kind of like got some like good wave. So I have like these rules. First, this is like today rule. If it's today converted and it's over like 1.7 ROAS, it will immediately get active again. And Facebook is checking like this like every like couple of minutes, you know, all my campaigns and switching them on if they are converting. And I have like 3 rules for it. First, this was today rule. This is last 3 days, same thing. If it's like in last 3 days better than 1.7, I just want to switch it on again. And here I have again 7 days, you know, but here I have like website ROAS for like 2 and higher. So if it's working like, and in last 7 days it's 2 and higher, I just want to switch it back. So just use those rules. It will definitely help you. And like I said, I literally know that it's possible to throw these rules on everything. I mean, in e-commerce, and it will work. Just you need to play with that last rule, which is probably like more about kind of like the testing. One last thing, again, join Ad Federation, download my ebook, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.